Hey everyone, so I wanted to share a technique you can use to tape your own ankle. I like this tape for a lot of different uses. It's good for kind of a subacute ankle sprain, so when you're not in that very swollen, painful phase, not right after, but kind of maybe a couple weeks afterwards where the swelling starts to go down, but you still have pain. I like it kind of as a replacement for a brace, like one of those neoprene braces you can get. A lot of people don't like them, they're bulky. The tape is nice and light. I use a kinesiotape type tape. I'm not using kinesiotape brand today. You can use a variety of different ones. I'll get to that in a minute. It just provides a little stability to the ankle, but it's still very flexible because it is a stretchy tape. It gives a feeling of support without limiting your motion or making it so that you can't put on a shoe, things like that. So I like to use 3 strips, 2 longer ones. They're about, say maybe a little over a foot, and then 1 shorter one that's about maybe 8 to 10 inches. The type of tape I'm using is Grip It. It's a brand out of Australia. You can use any brand of kinesio tape or kinesiology tape that you like. So there's Kinesiotex, which is the original one. There's KT tape, which is easy to find in stores. A lot of sporting goods stores and drug stores make their own brand. The one thing I would suggest is not to get the pre-cut strips. You want to get just a roll so that you can cut your length of strips to your liking. So you want to take your ankle clean. It's best if you can alcohol wipe it so it's really clean and dry. And then what you do is you take your strips that you've cut and you round the edges just to make sure they don't get caught on anything, and you start with your longest strip. So for this one, fold it in half, find the center, rip it, and the base is going to go right below your heel. So for all of these techniques, you're going to keep your foot in that dorsiflex, that flexed position, toes up towards you, making sure that you're not turned one way or the other. It's nice and equal. Okay, so you can start here. This is always better if you have someone who can help you with this or your physical therapist, but in the case that you don't, it is technically doable by yourself, which is why I'm showing you. So right across the bottom, and then a little bit of stretch up either side of the ankle, like a stirrup. Remember those stirrup pants from the 80s? All right, the next one is gonna start in the same place, except it's gonna cross over in the front. So maybe a little bit more towards your toes, and then I'm coming up and crossing over the front of the ankle. Here, and stretch, crossing over the front of the ankle and wrapping to the inside. So one wraps to the outside and one wraps to the inside. Last piece, your shorter piece, same thing, start in the middle, rip it in half, still flexing that foot. Start in the back of the ankle, kind of right above your heel, and then you're gonna pull right around to the front. So it lands in the front. So even when I do this to the same patient week to week, it looks a little bit different. The strips are a little bit different length. I put them down slightly different. Doesn't matter. It should feel like you can move, but you feel supported on all sides. The ankle is triplanar, has 3 directions of movement. So when it's painful and it feels unstable, it's just more comfortable to have something kind of squeezing it together. And that's what this tape does. So give it a try. If your skin gets uncomfortable, be wary of that, okay? Some people just don't do well with the adhesive. That's just something you're gonna have to deal with. Maybe in that case, deal with a neoprene sleeve instead. If you tape too tight and you cut off circulation, that's obviously not good. Make sure your toes don't get too cold, no numbness or tingling. And if you like it, make sure you only leave it on for 2 or 3 days before you take it off. And then you can let it breathe a little bit, retape. Something you don't want to be dependent on, something that can kind of help for a temporary amount of time, but can be helpful. Thanks.